Hey everybody, today I thought I would do a walkthrough of the Maori Deity deck, which I've just received today. This deck was available on Kickstarter, I believe at the end of last year, which I missed out on, as you do, but managed to get it off a local website just recently, which I was stoked about. It was really awesome to be able to get an indie deck where you don't have to pay $40 for shipping. You can just pay $4 and it comes to your door much faster. So it was really awesome. This deck was created by Calvin Honna, who just lives in the Auckland area on Waiheke Island. And he created a Mages Only deck. So this deck is just Mages Only. Now I know Mages Only can be considered a partial deck or a half deck, but I think when it comes to a deck that showcases a culture that I'm very familiar with and a culture that I know the myths and legends and the stories of, it was really a no-brainer. So it was interesting to get into these cards, and I thought I would share them with you and share some of the stories that go with them. So it came in a plastic pack with just the cards. The cardstock's really good, nice and thick. I think they were sort of wood drawn pictures or wood carved pictures to begin with. And it has, these are the backs, and they are reversible. And it does have a, zoom in, an ancient incantation to call the Maori gods and deities of old. Wait for that to focus it. Is it going to? When it behaves. Let's see. There we go, sort of. It says, tēnei te kāranga, tēnei te tangi. Kia tauwhera ngā tātou I te whea au ki te aomarama, tihei Māori ora. So basically, loosely translated, it means this is the sound of the call that opens a door between the heavens and the earth and into the living soul. So loosely translated, that's what it means. And this is the first card, the Fool. And Maui is the Fool. Now Maui is well known across the Pacific to many as being the trickster or the fool. He is a demigod, and there are many stories here that we have of him and his expeditions. One of which is when he fished up the North Island of New Zealand using the magic fish hook that his grandfather had given him. Another one is when he slowed the sun, and he did that by capturing the sun as it rose in the east and giving it a whack and telling it to slow down. So that's just a couple of the many stories we have about Maui. And then we have Tane. Tane is the god of the forest. He's a bit like the Green Man or Kanuno over in the European culture. He is one of the 7 sons of Ranganui, the Sky Father, and Papatuanuku, the Earth Mother. And they were joined together very closely, and amongst himself and the rest of his brothers, they decided to separate them, and he was the one who used his trunk-like legs to push them apart. So it was his responsibility to use his strength. So he's quite a well-known god for the strength. His domain is the forest and all the animals that reside within. Then we have Rohe. And Rohe is the high priestess, goddess of the spirit world. And she is the wife of the demigod Maui. And she was beautiful. Her face shone. She was the sister of the sun. And a quarrel arose after Rohe remarked that Maui's face was ugly. Maui then decided that they should change faces. Tango, the Empress. She's a celestial goddess and the most feminine of the deck. She symbolises motherhood, fertility, and nature. So she fell in love with a great hero called Tāwhaki and came to Earth to become his wife. After they had a daughter, they had a bit of an argument and she took off back to the heavens. As you do. Eo, the supreme god. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. So he is the emperor. And he is the parentless one because he's that much of the supreme being. Tūhanga, high priest. He is a person that ensures that tikanga, or the Maori customs, are adhered to, and ensures that the spiritual forces are protected. Rangi and Papa, our lovers. As we said before, Rangi and Papa were the Sky Father and Earth Mother that were joined together much like they are in this card. And between them were the 7 sons who conspired to separate them. And they say that when the rain comes, it's Rangi crying for Papa. And as the mist rises from the earth and into the heavens, it's her tears for him. So a bit of a beautiful story with the lovers there. Tawhirimatia, god of the wind and storms. He is the chariot, the movement. Now, Tawhirimatia was one of the 7 sons of Rangi and Papa. And he was quite distraught that his parents were being separated. He was really against the idea. So much so that he ended up tearing out his eyes, really, and throwing them into the heavens. And that's what became the Pleiades constellation. And that rises at dawn to signify our new year around June, the Maori New Year. Haumea. He is the god of wild food or uncultivated food. So I guess like your game food, I would say, ones you don't have to plant. He is a strength card, bravery, compassion, focus. And then we've got Taniwha, which is the hermit. The Taniwha is a water deity or water spirit, a protector of the oceans. And they can be quite predatory or dangerous in some stories. But they are known as protective guardians of people and places. Makia Totara, which is god of the underworld. Change cycles and inevitable. That's the wheel, the ever-changing movement of the wheel. He is the guardian of the underworld and made mistakes as he recited the dedicatory incantations over Maui, making it inevitable that Maui would die. As a result, humankind is mortal. Made a boo-boo. Tamatoenga, god of war. Cause and effect, clarity, truth. He is justice. So he is the god of war, hunting, food cultivation, fishing and cooking. All war parties were dedicated to him and he was treated with the greatest of respect. He Tiki, the first human, hanged man. Tiki are often carved with their hands placed on the loins as a direct reference to fertility. He Tiki brings good luck and keeps evil spirits away, which is why so many wear them. Hinenui Tepo, she is the goddess of death, symbolising the death card, the end of cycle, beginnings, change and metamorphosis. She's also represented in the Dark Goddess Oracle as well. So when humans die, they go to her, and it is believed among the Maori that the colour red in the sky comes from her. Rongo, god of peace. It is temperance. Cat. He is the god of cultivated plants. In the past, crops were difficult to grow, except in the very far north, in the North Island of New Zealand. So he was quite important to call upon in times of planting. Pharaoh, devil, god of evil, addiction, materialism, and playfulness. Looks like he'd be the one sitting on your shoulder whispering cheeky things in your ear. He is the Lord of Darkness and the embodiment of all evil. He is the brother and enemy of Tane and inhabits the underworld and is responsible for the ills of all persons. Te Ura, god of lightning. He is the tower. So he is the personification of lightning and that destructive capabilities that it holds. Rehua, star god. On the star card, he is in the highest of heavens and is untouched by death, and so he has the power to cure blindness, revive the dead, and heal any disease. Marama, the moon goddess. Marama and her brother Ra, the sun, were children of Tongotongo. So that's our moon, Marama, and Ra, her brother, the sun god. And Tute Wehi, which is the god of reptiles, is judgment. And he is the father of all reptiles. And his children became fish. And some journeyed inland and became reptiles. And finally, for the world, there's Tangaroa. Tangaroa is the god of the seas, also one of Rangipapa's 7 children, and his domain is the oceans and all that dwell within them. And I quite often say when my partner goes fishing, have you given an offering back to Tangaroa? Which is always good to do when you're within his domain. Yeah. And that's the final one in the major arcana. So that is the Maori deity major arcana cards. I really hoped you enjoyed this walkthrough and learning a little bit about the Maori culture as we went along. Thanks for joining me.